you open to talking about why you're so grumpy today. So let's sit here a while. We're not in a rush, and we gotta decide how many frickin' cookies and what kind.
Okay, definitely sugar cookies.
Okay, but before we do that, are you willing to talk about why we have such a bad day today?
Yeah. You know, with Sean seeing 2 seconds of you like that, and then knowing that you're here, it's just probably killed him. He has to be all the way over in Qatar all alone. It just sucks. And then it just sucks.
It's just the worst thing that could have happened.
How am I gonna take care of Mary?
You will. There's no question. For once, for one thing, honey, is that just seeing me for 2 seconds can't have that much of an effect on somebody.
But it's not just seeing you for 2 seconds. It's what you can assume from that. Okay, so I saw him for 2 seconds. That means he's in my house. Oh my god, that means he's spending my money. Oh my god, he's driving my car. It's not just like you disappear after you're not on camera. There's so many different things that go into him seeing you.
But you know what? I'm not really spending his money.
No, but he will think whatever he wants to think with it.
Well then, what, you know,
And
I don't see why. I didn't even ever cross him, really. I'm not his enemy.
I think you did with your videos, what you've said in your videos, you did.
Well, you know, the only thing that I felt like that I shared that was too much is about the knife thing. Like that, I thought that he was abusive.
And you said that he was a loser, and you
Oh
said...
my god, I don't... See, honey, I mean, I'm the one that can't afford a place to stay.
That's what pissed him off, because that is what pissed him off.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
and he was constantly saying, have him send something, have him send you some money, and, you know, you never sent anything.
You never told me that.
I did in Alaska. You probably got sidetracked because you were having sex with some Korean chick. But I said,
honey, that's not true. You never told me, you know, can we start... Like, when we first got reconnected, you didn't say, like, I've been sending you letters asking for money all this time, you know. We didn't talk for so long, and there was never an agreement that I would send money because, frankly, you know, when you left, I really didn't want you to go, and then we had that hard time communicating. But
listen, you need to own up.
I mean, I know. I'm not saying that I'm just saying, you know.
Own up to it, please.
Well, what do you? I mean, yes, I should have sent money if I could have, but I feel kind of conflicted because here you are, you know. So let me talk about it, please.
Talk over me, yeah, go ahead.
Well, you know, you say I should have sent money, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, here's what I feel conflicted about.
Go ahead.
Well, I would have. So here's why I feel conflicted. When you first got pregnant, I was really excited, and I really wanted us to have a family together. And I wasn't changed from the day before. My name was still nigger, I was still niggering the N-word, and I still wanted to find work, and I still wanted to have a better future, and I was still being abused by all these strangers. Yeah. And I was sad. But
me too.
When you were pregnant, I wasn't sad. I love you.
You were very happy. I know that for sure.
And I love Marianne a great deal. She's very beautiful. You have to understand she's even more beautiful when she doesn't need a little Vaseline on her nose. I love her very much, and I love you very much. And I did at the time. And when you were pregnant, I wasn't like, why don't you get an abortion? Remember? I was like, oh my god, are you serious? This is great. And, you know, so, but then over time, we started talking about the baby, and Watcher Azazel came out and saying your child's not your mascot. You know, why are you using your child as a mascot? We're not. And people made up stuff about the Child Protective Services. That's made up, right? And they started implanting as much fear in us as they possibly could.
It was really, I mean, they probably did it with a smile, most of them. It was really bad. Some of them were sincerely concerned, like Diana Boston with her.
But you know what? Even she was concerned about you, if she could be, at the expense of me. And I think that there is something very sinister about the way she showed concern.
Right.
People show concern to be like, oh, I'm your best friend. You know, in fact, the first of Secular Numinous videos, which ended in him brutalizing me, right? The first of them was, to my dear friend. You know, and that's how they do it, sweetie. They throw the jellyfish, and then it stings you later. That's my saying for it. But honey, I want to sting you right now, so let me continue my story. I'm very sorry that I'm telling the story of Marianne's pregnancy, because I love her very much. When you got pregnant with her, I was very excited, and I hadn't changed a bit. And I still was hoping, the only concern I had was that I kind of had hoped that you could have gotten divorced before you got pregnant. And that we could, you know, because I really wanted you to marry me.
Yeah. Got me pregnant so fast. It
Yeah.
was quick. It was probably like the second or
yeah, and we joked
time.
about it too.
Yeah.
And we were having fun. There was no reason not to have fun.
We were very happy with it.
And then something spooked you about my name, about whatever it was. Something spooked you, and you reached out to Sean. You went and got your phone, started calling him, started receiving calls from him.
Yeah, but don't you understand? Don't you want to know the context of the calls? It was like, hey, I'm sending some paperwork about the house. Can you sign it? Yeah, okay. Like,
well, I mean,
like
this was the thing, is that didn't feel so true, because towards the end you got even more afraid by something, and you said, well, you know, I don't want your name, and I don't want the baby to have your name. We don't want you.
I wasn't being treated right by you and by these people online that you did not want to like control.
And I felt like I couldn't block them because of my principles. Nowadays, I would block all of them. I would have blocked them happily, and we would have sailed through a little better. But I felt like I was so understand that for me, free speech was very important, and that I didn't feel like I wanted to block all these people, but at the same time, I agree with you. I agree with you. These people are awful.
Listen,
but
I feel like free speech, and I think TJ made a video about this, or was it Professor Anton? But free speech has some integrity to it, I feel like. If you start trying to, like, break up two people that are in love by attacking
and lying,
that's not free speech. How is that free speech?
Well,
that's not free speech.
I think that unless the people in love are dictators, I think that I agree with you. Unless they are people, like murderous people. But they were treating us like dictators. It was as if they had caught some brutal guy that was so evil, and it's because of negrophobia, because they expand that N-word. Saying the N-word is as bad as beating a puppy. And so honey, so understand that I'm thinking on that level, and I'm thinking these people are mistreating me because of something good that I did.
Yeah, no,
and you were getting scared because they were mistreating me over something good that I did.
They started talking about the baby who wasn't even born yet.
And I was hoping that you could see through those lies.
No.
Right, but you couldn't.
Oh my God, like what kind of strength are you expecting from a person?
You know, enough strength to see through obvious lies. It's how I felt about it. And I'm sorry that we couldn't get past that. And obviously, she's not in Child Protective Services. She's as happy as a little bumblebee.
Yeah, and she's going to be out on her ass with her mom.
Okay, but then just to finish this, at that time, we had that argument where I really tried to convince you. I tried to say, look, this really matters to me. I really want to have a family with the name, that this is important to me still.
Yeah.
And I went over the top. I was pushing too hard because I guess I was also very stressed. But I never, I never would hit you. I think I threw a box of Kleenex on the ground, and it looked like a very weak thing to do. Ultimately, I didn't win the argument, and you left. Not a week later. You left and you bought tickets for... When you bought the tickets to leave, they were for the next day.
Yeah.
And so, to me, that was such a problem, because I loved you, and you were stealing not just you, but then my hope for a family. And when you left, also, I guess I'm just trying to say that's one of the reasons that we didn't get to stay in touch during that time. And I wish if we had been in touch, I think we both would be in better shape. But I'm sorry that, I just thought that I would retell that story. I know that right now, today, is a much worse day, because you still love your husband, and you still care about him, and you still want that relationship to be healthy. And he's not healthy. When he feels his relationship is threatened, he attacks you. And that has a toll on you, it seems. It seems as if, I'm lucky we got out to get cookies.
You said that I was an evil person, which...
But you're not. That's ridiculous.
Maybe I am.
Can you look at me a second? Diana, you are not an evil person. Do you mind me saying so?
I do question, though, because, who does this type of thing?
Honey, this type of thing is done by all of humanity. Every woman ancestor you have had.
If I were in his position, I would hate it.
You know what? Don't get in his position. What a jerk. Why should he have to hate it? Why should he have to love it? Why does it impact him? Shouldn't he care just about your health and well-being and your child if he loves you? Isn't that what he should care about? Be honest. So I'm going to close this out because I'm not, but I guess I love you, and I'm sorry that he saw me, and that was obviously an accident. I didn't mean for that to happen.
It's going to change my entire life.
I know, and I love you.
2 seconds.
Hey, by the way, it doesn't have to change it irreversibly. Anything can change once, anything can change twice.
It's happened so many times with me and him. He's like, that's the one thing I asked you not to do.
That's not true. He asked a bunch of things, didn't he? Didn't he? Connie, he doesn't own you,
It is disrespectful in a lot of
Why? Does he own you? Why is it disrespectful for you to live a life? No, he doesn't own you. Did you promise him that you wouldn't?
I didn't promise, but I said that I was not going to when he asked me.
Okay. If you didn't pinky swear, it's not even a legitimate swear. Did you pinky swear?
No, I didn't.
I'm going to pinky swear about the cookies I'm going to get right now. I'm going to get 4 of the walnut cookies, chocolate chip, no chocolate dough. And then I'm going to get 3 sugar cookies. And then I'm going to get whatever I want.
Okay, make sure they're really interesting flavors, because there's tons of them.
Are you going to put on some music so you can stop shaking your leg and freaking out in the brains?
Yeah.
Okay, is it that bad? Please? Is it that bad? Does it have to be?
Guess not.
I guess not too. We don't know yet, but I guess not too. I love you. Oh, baby's waking up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Okay, hurry.
I'm going. I'm starting.